This is Lily Cotilla at San Diego Therapy. Tip number, 403 F. Various things happen to us in our lives. The extent to the implications of effect on psyche varies. I'm going to use some small examples in which you can utilize with respect to your own life's content, such that the same pattern doesn't perpetuate itself, and or you don't keep hitting your head against the wall when after the first time preventative measures could be put in place in order to prevent the psychological ouch factor. One example is my father bought me this leather bracelet with a little buttonhole and a design on the front, and the clasp was you push the silver button element through the little hole in the leather. Well, the way it was designed, the hole in the leather was too large for that button clasp, and while out dancing, it must have fallen off my wrist. Luckily, one of the waitresses found it, and later, after the weekend was over, I checked in on Monday and I was able to retrieve it. Now, I could have easily worn that bracelet again, but I thought about it, and the chances of the same thing happening for a second time were pretty high, considering it had happened once. So rather than wear it again without doing anything to solve the problem, I chose not to wear it. And when I had time, I put 3 little stitches with needle and thread into the leather to make the hole smaller, such that the button clasp would not work itself off, resulting in me losing the bracelet. That's just a small example. One other example is with weather conditions, there is this door, and the door expanded, and it is too long in length for the ceiling to floor in order for it to smoothly clear. So it hits against the floor upon opening and closing. And if one is in a rush and walking through this door opening, and that door scuffs or gets caught on the floor, you can easily have the bump your head factor, and or any part of your body, resulting in hurting yourself. The door needs to be taken off its hinges and planed down, moving into solution such that you will not get hurt again. These examples are secondary to having the incident occurred at least one time, and then changing a variable such that it won't happen a second time. There are also incidents in life that you do not even need the first time bump factor in order to prevent the pain from happening. For example, if you are about to, do something for yourself, go on a peaceful meditation walk, have a massage, watch the moon, and not want to be interrupted, yet somebody said he or she would call you during the evening, it would be wise to let that person know ahead of time, or send a text saying that you're actually turning off your phone, so that that person does not try to be in touch with you. you not answering because you're taking some me time, and then the next day or later that evening, bam, being verbally spewed at because he or she said she was going to call you in the evening, and then he or she did, and you weren't available to answer the call, and it was really important, and blah, blah, blah. So you can prevent a lot of spew, or being the recipient of a lot of spew, by letting the person know that you will not be available during this time frame, or even a step ahead of that, if the person leaves it so open-ended in terms of the time in which he or she will be calling you in the evening, which could be anywhere from 4:30 to 11:30. That's 6 hours. You can narrow it down and let the person know, well, I'll be available between 4:30 and 6:30 if you want to call. You set your own parameters of what works and doesn't work for you. Don't allow yourself the space or opening to be put in a position where you're made in to be the problem and the fault is yours. So those are 3 examples: the bracelet, the door, and the time to self, that are ways to live life that make your day and your interaction and you run more smoothly, rather than putting out the unnecessary friction. Okay, put those to use if you want, or deal with the back and forth, blah, 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 if that's what you're familiar with and want to stay at homeostatic rate.